Timothy Lively, 18337, terroristic threatening. Good morning.
Good morning.
Judge, I met with Mr. Lively. He is in the process of filling out an application for a public defender. I'm not exactly sure what his charges are. I think that he has a terroristic threatening according to him. I don't know if that's felony or misdemeanor.
It's a Class D felony.
Okay. At this time, if this is for arraignment, Judge, he'd enter a plea of not guilty.
Okay, we'll enter the plea of not guilty. I guess we'll need to have him come back for attorney status. Sir, I'll have you appear on August 23rd at 10 o'clock a.m. for attorney status.
Judge, he's requesting that the court reduce his bond to $2,500.
Does he have any priors?
I don't
Yes.
have it on.
Judge, he has a criminal history of 2.
Does he have anything pending on the criminal docket? No. Other than this case?
He does not have anything pending, Your Honor. Judge, the bond of $25,000 was set because the specifics of the allegation state that this man threatened to burn a lady's house down. He actually,
What was his relationship with the alleged victim? Do you know?
I believe that this was his girlfriend. Then there was a child in the house, there was a minor in the house.
Well, for the time being, I'm going to leave it where it's at. Turn in your application as soon as possible, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
State versus Michael Ford, 18335.
Judge, our office has represented Mr. Ford in the past. He is in the process of filling out an application to enter a plea of not guilty on his behalf.
Okay. We'll enter the plea of not guilty. We will issue a scheduling order. You may stand aside, sir. State versus Darryl Kruger, 18333. Controlled substances. Good morning.
Mr. Kruger has filled out an application. It's not been received to our office yet, but based on his incarceration, we'll enter a plea of not guilty for him.
Okay. We'll enter a plea of not guilty, schedule it for a trial, and I'll have him come back on August 23rd at 10 o'clock for attorney status.
Judge, there's, Mr. Kruger has 3 cases pending now, and 2 of those cases are from incidents that were alleged to have occurred on the same day. He bonded on the first one on a $20,000 bond. We're asking that the court allow his bond in that matter to run concurrent with this matter.
Did these allegations in 333 occur after he was bonded out?
They did.
Oh, he got a better bond than he get from me.
Judge, I'd ask for a $5,000 cash bond.
Well, it's been set, so I'm not gonna raise it.
Thank you, Your Honor.
State versus Rick Headley,
Why don't you just answer when I just call his name?
18319. Furnishing prohibited articles, criminal use of prohibited weapon, terroristic threatening.
Your Honor, Mr. Headley is represented by the Public Defender's Office out of Little Rock by Mr. Tobler and Ms. Street. I believe he's appearing here today simply to be placed on the court's scheduling order. What they have asked me to do on his behalf is place him, the court will do that, but if we could run his scheduling order concurrent with his other case that the court already has.
What's the other case?
I don't know the case number, Judge, but it is the alleged murder case.
Well, we couldn't set the trial at the same time, I wouldn't think. At any rate, we've sent out a scheduling order for March 4th.
And that's fine, Judge. We'll figure it out.
We'll look into that.
Okay,
we'll
that's
try to
fine.
be helpful with them so they can come up and just not have to come here so many times. We'll enter a plea of not guilty in this case.
That's fine, Judge.
Okay. You may stand aside. Jessica Shafer, 17,458, drug paraphernalia, controlled substances.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Judge, I represent Ms. Shafer, and I spoke with her last night at the jail. What we're requesting at this time is that the court allow her to go to Care Center Ministries here in Mountain Home. The revocation is based on new charges of possession of a controlled substance, and paraphernalia. Both are D felonies. We feel like she would benefit from this program more so than waiting in county jail. If she were to go to prison on the revocation, our hope is that she will succeed in this program.
It's set for trial today, but, I mean, what's the state's position?
We're asking for a continuance along with our request,
Okay.
Judge, because the other option is for her to sit in jail for several months waiting to go to a facility if she's convicted of something today. We think that it's a better option for her to go to Care Center if it's okay with the court and the state.
Judge, I'd like to talk to her probation officer.
Okay.
Before I make a decision.
All right, we'll recall your case, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You have Heather Kaiser there, 16-35.
Am I supposed to be, where in the hell am I supposed to be?
Hey, right there.
Ma'am, there's been a petition filed to revoke your probationary or suspended sentence. Do you have a lawyer? Do
Are you
have a
talking to
lawyer?
me?
Pardon me?
Are you talking to me?
Yes, ma'am. Do you have a lawyer?
No, I do not.
Are you going to hire a lawyer or make application to the public defender's office?
I can make a public defender's deal or whatever. All I want to do is just get my no contact order dropped on my husband because he's the only family I have and I'm the only family he has. We ain't got nobody else. And we don't plan on bothering you guys anymore.
Right.
Get drop the no contact orders.
Right. This doesn't have anything, this has to do with alleged violation of a suspended sentence related to drugs. So I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to have you fill out an
Related
application.
to drugs, I don't have a drug problem.
Well, you
And
know,
I was never picked up for drugs.
well, it's good news. I'm glad to hear it. But fill out the application.
Okay.
They tell me this is not Miss Kaiser.
No, my name is Stacy War.
Okay, wrong Kaiser.
Alright,
Okay.
it's probably a misdemeanor.
Say again?
It's probably a misdemeanor case.
Oh, well. He's not happy about it, and I don't blame him. Have you got anybody else there?
Yes, sir. I have Sutterfield, a Brian, and a David,
Okay,
18-339.
339. I think I took up Brian, but David, 339, okay? In 16311. Let me see who signed the sentencing order. I did.
18329 is a new charge.
Oh, 329, I thought it was 339. Okay, he's also got, what did I say, 16311 on the revocation. So he's here for arraignment on that also. Do you have a lawyer, sir?
Judge, he does.
He does, okay.
Yes, I'm sorry. He's filling out an application today. I spoke with him this morning. He'll enter pleas of not true and not guilty to those
Okay,
petitions.
let me look.
There could be a parole issue I need to speak with the parole department about, so.
We'll enter a plea of not true. Let me set the revocation for August 23rd at 10 o'clock or soon thereafter so we can get to it. And we'll send out a scheduling on the new case.
Judge, he has asked if the court would consider allowing him to go to Care Center Ministries while he's awaiting.
Let's talk about that. I don't know. don't know a whole lot about Care Center Ministry. I
Okay.
hear it all the time, the name, but I'm not sure what. Okay, you may stand aside, sir. Let's go to Tony Griffin, 18-3.
Tony Griffin.
You represent him.
Judge, he's filling out an application. He has this morning. We'll enter our appearance for, he's on parole, and I know that he will qualify based on my conversation with him this morning. So we'll enter a plea of not guilty for him.
We'll enter the plea of not guilty. We'll schedule it for trial. And I'll have him come back on August 23rd, 10 o'clock for attorney's day. It's 18-339. Tony Griffin. You may stand aside, sir. Tony Farnum, 18-305.
Judge, we represent Mr. Farnum. We're here today. I believe he's been arraigned on everything at this point. If not, an 18-305 will enter a plea of not guilty on his behalf.
Okay, we'll enter the plea of not guilty. And I guess we may need to schedule a trial. It's been done, okay.
Judge, we are requesting a bond reduction to $5,000 and 18-305.
Does he have any priors?
He does, Your Honor. He was on bond. He was arrested sometime in April of this year for a theft of property. Well, I think his bond was $5,000 is when he committed the kidnapping, Class Y felony, theft of property, Class C felony, and driving while intoxicated. That bond was set at $50,000.
Judge, are you reading the affidavit, Judge?
Yes. What was his relationship with the alleged victim?
None. He waited for these people to park a car, and he got in and stole a car, and there was a handicapped man in the back of it. May have been in the front seat, I don't know.
I think I'm going to leave it where it's at.
Thank you, Your Honor.
State versus Michael Leach, 14-299.
Judge, Mr. Leach is filling out an application. I met with him this morning. He is, the allegations are that he has not paid his fines and that he's failed to report to his officer since May of this year. He indicated to me in my conversation with him that these allegations are the first that he's had while he's been on probation, that he's not had any problems other than recently with some financial issues. He's requested that I plead not true for him and asked that the court allow him to reappear in 2 weeks, having paid $500 on towards his fines. He can't do that while he's in jail. And maybe if we set it for hearing that date, that would be a good time to review whether or not he's paid that as well.
Do you know who signed the sentencing order? It's not in the computer. Seems like I remember him. I may be wrong. Well, I'll just set it for the 23rd, August 23rd. What's your position? What's he do for a living?
Judge, he does work. Michael, where are you working right now, Michael?
I was subbing out from Southern Construction. Now I'm working for Jim Cagle from Four Seasons Sunrooms.
Okay.
Judge, this man's been an active, according to the petition, this man's been an active absconder from the evading supervision since May 16th. That's June, July.
I've never missed a court date though or nothing like that. It's just, I had a death in the family, man, and stuff, and just, it kind of took the wind out of my sails for a minute. I'm sorry. But I mean, I'm back on track.
I think in our conversations today, he's never had any issues with drug use or really any problems since he's been on probation until this hiccup.
When's he get paid next?
When do you get paid next, Mike?
As soon as I get out of here, I got $496 payroll check waiting on me right now. That's why I agreed to pay $500. I mean, I could come to court next week and have you approve a $500 payment.
Tell you what, make the 500. How much is he owe?
He owes $7,980.
But I don't think the allegations of non-payment that's the total amount that he owes, Judge. That's not.
I guess how far he's behind.
Right.
If you'll give me a moment, I can figure that out.
Okay. Well, I've set it for hearing, so I'll just put that,
If you'll pass it, Judge, I can get you a number.
yeah. I'll consider your request to make a ruling today, sir.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Caleb Odell, 17101. Drug case, drugs and firearms. So I'm looking at a police statement and some conditions of suspension or probation. Have you gone over these?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand what's in these documents?
Yes, sir.
Have you signed both of them?
I did.
You understand the charges against you and the range of penalty if you're convicted?
Yes, sir.
You're pleading no contest?
That's right.
Are you pleading no contest to possession of marijuana with purpose to deliver, possession of a defaced firearm? I guess that's it.
That's correct.
By entering your plea, you're giving up your right to have a trial. You cannot appeal either. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Are you entering your plea freely and voluntarily?
I am.
Other than what's in this document, have you been promised anything in order to get you to change your plea?
No, sir.
Have you been pressured or threatened to get you to change your plea?
No, sir.
What happened here?
Judge, this arises out of a search warrant that was issued and served on February 16th of 2017. This went to officers to a series of residences at 1700 Rossi Road here in Mountain Home, Arkansas. This would have been the residence of a co-defendant by Wayne L. Willett, and also this gentleman's resident, Caleb Odell. Mr. Odell was not present at the time. However, police officers were able to find controlled substances, marijuana, within an area which this gentleman would have lived in, and also in that same area within his control in his living area, they would have found a defaced firearm.
You're not contesting these allegations?
No. No, sir.
This time, sir, I accept your plea, adjudge you guilty.
I'm
Or
sorry,
this-
Judge, this is 346.
346,
Right.
you say? Yeah, on each count, I'll not adjudge you guilty. On each count, I'll place you on 3 years probation. You pay $200 in cost, a $2,000 fine, $20 booking fee, drug crime assessment of $125, DNA fee of $250. Pay what you owe at a minimum rate of $100 per month beginning within 30 days. You make your payments at the Sheriff's Department here in Baxter County.
Okay.
And before you leave today, if you've got one, you'll need to see a probation officer. They should be here in just a moment, so you can have a seat.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Dorothy Gantt, 17240, theft by receiving.
Good morning, Judge Pittman.
Who represents you?
We will be representing ourselves.
You're going to be representing yourself?
Yes, sir.
We appear on August 23rd.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Your Honor, is that the trial date?
Nope,
It's 27.
27th is the trial
27th,
date.
okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Where'd you go? Joseph Roden or Rowden?
No.
Roden? Theft of property is a charge.
May I approach, Your Honor?
So appointing the public defender's office to represent you. Let's see. In 18-325, your trial will be in the period beginning March 4th, 9 o'clock. Let's see, 18-321, let me look at that. How do you say your last name?
Rowden?
Rowden? It'll also be in that period beginning March 4th, 9 a.m. Stay in contact with your lawyer.
Yes, sir.
Daniel Contreras, 18-71.
I think the court has allowed me to withdraw in that case. He had a case on Judge Webb's docket last week, and he did not appear on that. There's an active alias warrant on Mr. Contreras from Division 4.
Okay.
I've had no contact with him, Your Honor. He actually applied, and I was appointed to be his public defender, at least on Division 4. I'm not sure if he's applied in front of you or not, Judge.
Thank you. Spencer King, you say?
17-265.
Okay. Spencer King.
Yes, definitely.
Mr. King, I'm looking at a police statement and some terms and conditions. Have you gone over these documents?
Yes, sir.
Does this mark your signature on both of them?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand what's set out in these documents?
Yes, I do.
Do you understand the charges against you and the range of penalties if you're convicted?
Yes, sir.
Are you pleading guilty to obtaining a prescription by fraud, oxycodone? And, okay. Is
Yes,
that
sir.
right? By doing so, you're giving up your right to have a trial and you're giving up your right to an appeal, do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Are you entering this plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
You're pleading to 4 counts, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Other than what's in these documents, have you been promised anything to get you to change your plea?
No, sir.
Been pressured or threatened to get you to change your plea?
No, sir.
Are you guilty of this crime?
Yes, sir.
What did he do?
Your Honor, police were dispatched on Friday, November the 4th, to Medisave Pharmacy here in Mountain Home, and for suspected fraudulent prescriptions being passed. Officers detained this man, Spencer King, and Francisco Rodriguez, and took them to the police station. At that post Miranda, this man admitted that he was passing fraudulent prescriptions over the past several months. He would pass those prescriptions and admitted to he would trade those back to a fellow that he says was putting the prescriptions together, and he would be paid in pills.
Did you do that?
Yes, sir.
This time, sir, accept your plea, adjudge you guilty. You're sentenced to, on each count, to 6 years in the Department of Corrections to be suspended on conditions of probation or suspension. You're to pay $200 in cost, a $2,000 fine, $250 DNA fee, $20 booking fee, $200 in public defender fees, drug crime assessment fee of $125. Pay what you owe at a minimum rate of $100 per month beginning within 30 days. Payments are made to the Sheriff's Department here in Baxter County. And before you leave today, you'll need to see a probation officer. They should be available soon.
Okay.
Thank you.